Good afternoon, Fabian Onetti and the Musings of Winston for the week of August 23rd to the 27th. And we had another week of records. S&P up 1.5%, the Dow Jones up 1% to 35,455, and the Nasdaq 2.8%. A really good week. I think the cap of the week, the capper, was the very deliberate and intelligent words by Chairman Jerome Powell on the views on the Kansas City Fed Jackson Hole meeting that was online. It was not presential, in which he says he really said, listen, eventually we will start tapering, probably by the end of the year, but rates are not going to be moved for a very, very long time. And then I think he did a very thorough explanation on why their view that inflation is transitory. This is not a black box that we have a formula that you don't have and you don't know. No, they explain it very, very well why they think and the data and their thinking of why they think this inflation is transitory. The market believed. We had a nice rally, not only in the markets, but also at rate. We went from 136, 137 to 130, a steepening of the curve, which is kind of positive in terms of, positive for growth and all that. But also what it helped was at the beginning of the week, we had that both Pfizer and Moderna got final approval. We don't have emergency approval anymore. So that reinforces the case for anybody who insists that this has to be mandatory for certain events. Companies, they have the right now to ask because these vaccines have full approval. And although Delta is creating noise, there is a news right now, as I speak in Bloomberg, that the EU might shut down travel from the US again. Remember, this is a little bit of a contention because of Delta. However, most of the big experts think that it have peaked, that from here now, we're going to start seeing lower numbers, which we saw some of that already, and this is what the experts are saying. Although remember, these are peaking cases still, as hospitalizations are going up, etc. Huge correlation showing that people, the worst and the biggest is when there are unvaccinated people for one reason or another. So it's something that, kind of we knew, but now the data supports that. But as I say, not only was Jerome Powell comments that were very positive and constructive, but also that we have some good news on the COVID front. We did have some good stuff also in numbers. At least we have Q2 GDP came in line as expectations, 6.1. The PCE deflator also came in line, no surprises. So no surprises, good news. As we said, we did finish the earnings seasons for Q2, in which it was a record number of surprises, top line, bottom line. And as I say, thankfully the market slowly and quietly is not waiting for you. The market is making new highs. So if you were in the summer at the beach, careful because the market is not going to wait for you and is moving. So positive on that side. The Chinese saga continues. We've been saying that, you're not going to fix these issues that took decades to be addressed and fixed in 2 days unilaterally, right? Look at what happened just, for instance, last week with Uber and Lyft. The California has passed a resolution that it was kind of supportive of the companies treating the drivers of contractors, and then a judge says that's unconstitutional. That's not good. The companies went down. It's going to be appeals, etc. That's how it is. This is how it works. People do regulations, go back and forth. The Communist Party in China is trying to resolve everything at once unilaterally. It's not going to fly. They're going to learn it, but they're learning already the hard lesson with these companies going down. So again, we don't have them. They might get very cheap. Yes, they might be a very significant trading rally. Yes, it's not for us. Okay. That's all we have. This week we're going to have a labor report, but that's at the end of the week. We're going to worry about that later. No much. Last week of summer in the Northern Hemisphere, basically up until the long weekend next week. Like always, 8:30 live from New York on Zoom, talking about the markets. Have a great week.